welcome to another video. I wanted to talk about my hair journey. I am locked. I have medium to small size locks. I recently cut it like about a month ago, maybe November. I cut my hair. I cut it myself, so I didn't do the best job. So it's about the middle of my neck. I have dark brown hair, almost black, but just dark brown hair. This is like my fourth time cutting my locks. I've had my locks since 2016. So February will be my official 10-year anniversary of having locks. And I just want to talk about it. I grew up watching a lot of black hair YouTube and like the natural community, and just like I love these types of videos. So this will be a long one, but hopefully that's okay. And so I want to basically tell you what I think about locks. So my thought process, and then I'll tell you like the actual story about what happened. So I love locks. They look good. I've always liked locks, but I had an afro, and growing up, my mom would do a lot of two-strand twists. So I was kind of like in 2016, 2015 doing the twist out basically. Like every 10 days I'd wash, deep condition, do a hair mask, and then two-strand twist my hair, and then leave it twisted for a few days, let it dry, and then untwist it. You know, I was kind of doing that routine. And I was in the military, like right out of high school, but at that time you couldn't have locks. So you had to keep your hair loose, like you couldn't be in locks. Locks weren't in regulation at that time. So when I got out, I was just kind of doing what I was used to, doing twist outs. I don't regret locking my hair at all. I think it's one of the best things I could have ever done, and I think they look amazing. Every day I get compliments about my hair. And I also feel like one thing I like about locks is like, no matter what you do, you're never gonna look like somebody else. So like, even if someone gets my exact same lock style or length, I'm never gonna look, you know, like everyone's hair texture is different, the styling is different. So that's my overall feelings about locks. I highly recommend them. Like my sister at one point was like she was gonna lock with me, and then she chickened out. And then I think my mom's boyfriend was like, I'm a lock, and then he chickened out. So like I understand everyone's was whatever. Like I'm not really hard about it, but I am definitely support locks. And also I love locks because it's low maintenance. And then definitely being in Europe is definitely not as many black hair salons as in compared to Atlanta, where I'm from. So I'm like, so that's kind of like my just initial thoughts. And let me kind of start with the story. And I will have pictures. I scrummaged through all my old pictures going down memory lane. So let's get started with the year by year journey. Okay, so let's start in 2016 is when I actually got my locks. So in 2016, like I was out of service and I was going to community college, and I was living in Washington State, and in Washington State it rains a lot. And so growing up, my mom never allowed me to get like weave, like tracks or sew-in or braids or anything, and she always did my hair. I didn't do my own hair. So I was tired of washing, retwisting every 10 days, and I was like, I'm gonna go get my hair braided. Excuse me. So I found this salon that was in the back of a beauty shop, or like the beauty supply store. And so I bought the hair, and then I made an appointment. So this was like a Wednesday, and the girl's like, oh, okay, come back Friday, I'll do you whatever, right? She didn't write nothing down or anything, but she's like, I got you. Okay, it was supposed to be like at 10 a.m., right? I show up Friday, 10 a.m., she's not there. And I asked the other stylist, I'm like, where is such and such? We have an appointment. And the lady's like, I don't know. She didn't come in. She didn't call. I was like, well, can you call her for me? She was like, girl, I don't have her number. So basically, like, I had the hair. I spent like, what, $50, $70 on the hair, but I don't have anybody to braid it. And so this lady was like, oh, there's an African braiding shop like 2 miles down the road. So I think the lady only quoted me like $100 or $150 or something to braid my hair. Like, so she didn't really quote me that much. And so I went to the African braiding place. They wanted to charge me like way more, like $300. And I was like, this is the day of. And anyways, I went back to some beauty size pour, seeing if the other girl was gonna show up. It was back and forth. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna lock my hair. Okay, I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm not doing this no more. Like, I can't do this no more. And so that was like the beginning of launching me into locks. So I love when I see all the TikToks complaining about stylists and stuff. I mean, I don't like that people are suffering like that, but I'm saying like me having issues with a stylist and a salon, it was the jump start to me getting locks, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm like, so even 10 years ago, we were still having issues. So I found a hair salon. I don't know if this salon is still open, but it was a salon called Good Hair Salon in Seattle. I lived like an hour away from Seattle at that time, and I got my hair locked there. So this was February, like January, February time, I got my hair locked. And then later that year, I ended up moving to New York. I ended up getting like accepted into college, and it was a part of this cohort program, all this other stuff. And so I actually started my locks in Seattle, but then like 6 months later, I moved to New York. So like, this is 2017. I'm in New York, and I'm a part of this cohort thing. So like, we'd go out in the clubs and stuff and on the train, and my hair would be super short, like super coiled. Like, I did not care. It was low maintenance. I didn't have to do it. And then I also just like, I think when your hair is really short, you just have to come out with the confidence and be like, I'm beautiful regardless of not having long hair. Like, it's whatever. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say about 20. Okay, I had to get out my laptop because I actually can see the picture. So also in 2016, I went to Morocco. And so I remember walking down like one of the corridors in Morocco, and there was this guy, of course he's African, but he was like, he had locks, and his was more like flat. And I always sometimes look down when I'm walking so I don't trip, especially if it's like cobblestone. And he was like, black girl, keep your head up with your beautiful hair, or something like that. And I remember like, you know, just having a good connecting moment. I was like, ooh, yes. The motherland. So in 2016, I went to Morocco. I had really short hair, but it was thick and it was luscious, and I loved the partying was really good. And then 2018, like, I'm still living in New York. I'm going to the Metropolitan Museum. I'm going, you know, like, I'm styling. I'm trying to look cute going to class. Like, and my hair is like steadily growing, but it's so thick and so beautiful. And then it matches, like, it matches me. It matches my personality. Like, it's growing. And then we get to 2019, I cut it again, but I go to Paris, and then I go to Spain. And then there's this picture of me in Spain with my hair in a ponytail, and it's so thick. It's like horse ponytail. It was so thick. So after that, I cut it. And then I have a picture of me at the gym with a similar bob that I have now, but I believed I either cut it myself, and it was such a bad job that the lady had to fix it, and it ended up being a little shorter than it was before. And then unfortunately with my locks, I have experienced a lot of lint. So I either usually dye over it, which is what I did in this picture. I had her dye it black to like cover the lint. And then also I think it looks good too. And then that's 2019. And then 2020, I decided to dye my hair. So I had never dyed my hair before, and it was like a really big deal for me. So I think maybe the year before I did testers. I did like one blonde strand, another blonde strand. So by 2020, it's the pandemic. I had to move back I ended up getting a job, and so I ended up moving back to Washington. And so the original stylist who started my hair left that salon, left Good Hair, and started their own hair shop. So I started to go to them, And they were good colorists, and they were able to like give me this really cool Cleopatra where like the color was in the middle of my hair, and it looked so good. It looked phenomenal. So moving on to 2021, I did a lot that year. I don't remember. I just remember my hair looked fantastic. Like, as I'm going through the pictures, it was long, it was luscious, and I still had like the dye in the middle. Like, I went to Atlanta to visit my family. I was in a pumpkin patch. I was doing all types of stuff. I love Washington. It's outdoorsy. It was great. And then going into 2022, I cut it again, but I don't have pictures of me cutting it. So I just have a picture of me from behind, where it's like, because I cut it, it's like now the blonde's at the end instead of in the middle, so it's not as unique. But also in 2022 is when I first started like styling my hair. So I used to go to the salon and be like, I just want to wash and retwist, no style. That's it. I didn't do color, I didn't do style. I was like, basic. This is what we got, this is what we're doing. We ain't doing nothing else. And so 2022 is when I really started like, I must go to the salon and have them actually style my hair instead of it just being like basic. And then I'm really running through this. 2023, as you can see, my hair is starting to like grow out more, and I'm starting to be able to like do a ponytail again, and then the blonde still looks good. I did a lot of hiking and walking, and I love just the length of my hair, and it was incredible. And then 2024, the end of 2024 is when I moved to Europe. So like the beginning photo is kind of like, it's still kind of mid-length, and then it gradually, as you can see, is getting longer and longer and longer. And so the beginning of this year actually, well actually it's 2026, but the beginning of 2025, when I'm looking back at the pictures, my hair is so long and so luscious and so beautiful, like, and then a month ago I cut it. And so I have some pictures here showing the end of the year cutting it. So that was a quick 10 years. I know I ran through that. I was like, boom, 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 like not too much. So I also just want to talk about what locking my hair did for me. I want to talk about lifestyle, okay? Waking up and not having to do my hair changed my life. It gave me more time in the morning. It gives me more security of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. It don't matter. It's going to look good. Even when it's grown out, looks good. Even when it's really freshly retwisted, looks good. You know, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. And even when I had my afro, I was wearing the same styles. It's either in the afro or the two-strand twist. So it's not like I was the person who really valued having drastically different styles, like an afro. Then the next day I want it straight. The next thing I want it wavy. Even with my natural hair, I was never that person. I was like, it could look the same every day. I just want to look nice and presentable. Like, I don't want to look raggedy, but I was definitely not the type of person where like, I want neon hair on Tuesday, and then jet black on Wednesday, and then white on Friday. You know, I was never, my sister was that person. She was like, every week, baby, I'm a different person. So like, I can understand why for some people it's hard to do locks, because they really like changing their looks drastically, and they do that through their hair. So I think one of the best things that locks did for me was change my lifestyle. Of just like, I could go to the gym whenever, like I'm not stressed about sweating my hair out. I'm not stressed about the rain. It can rain every day and my hair is intact, right? It's cute. Like, excuse me, of course, like one time I got stuck in like a tsunami. And then, of course, my hair wasn't cute anymore because I had it styled. But it was still, like, wearable. It was still, like, you could do this. And so the second thing I think locks did for me was my confidence. Like, I remember being 13, asking my mom if I could perm my hair. And she was like, no, you don't need it. And I'm like, no, mommy, I want straight hair. I want straight hair. I want straight hair. I got straight hair, and then just over time, I was just like, you gotta keep perming it. Even as a child in high school, it's like, you gotta keep perming it. You gotta like, you perm it and then you style it again. It was just too much maintenance for me. And then also like, I'm a child, so I'm not wrapping my hair every night. I'm not taking the best care of my hair. So it's breaking off and it's uneven and it's like, you know what I mean? And so after, I can't remember, but I remember going into the military, part of the styling was that I had to grow up back my hair from being permed. Basically, I had to like grow it back out from being permed again. And I did not do a big chop. I was like, I can't, I'm not one of those girls who could be bald. I'm like, no. I need hair in my head, even if it's ugly looking. Or like, what's it called, crinkly or damaged. I was like, no, I need some type of hair. So that's also, it's like I had to grow out my hair with different hairstyling things in order to get it back natural. And so I just feel like knowing that every day I'm beautiful and my hair is beautiful, no matter what, boosted my confidence and changed my life. And it's just like, I have a unique look because of my locks, but it's my hair and it's healthy and it's long and it's thick. It could be, if I didn't cut it so many times, it could be by my knees right now, right? But I don't want that, right? One of the reasons I'm attracted to locks is because it's low maintenance. But just knowing in the back of my mind that like, it doesn't matter what I do. It could be up, down, left, right. It could be uneven. I'm pretty sure my cut is uneven right now. Does it look good? Yes. Can you tell? No. It doesn't matter what I do. My hair is gonna look good. I could dye it blonde. Is it gonna look good? Yes. You know, so that just gives me so much internal confidence. It's just like, you could put me in the Arctic, you could put me in the desert, you could put me any conditions. My hair is like, I'm here with you when you are with me, and I just love that. So it did a lot for my confidence, like more than I can really even verbalize. And then the last point is versatility. So I am not one of those people who, I don't do a lot to my hair. Like, I'm not probably gonna dye my hair again, probably for another 10 years. Like, I'm just, I said in 2023, I started doing styles maybe like once a year, but now I'm trying to do them like every month, you know? So I'm like, even the whole style, I go on Pinterest and I look at all the different styles I could do. I kind of want to try Bantu knots with my hair. Like, it's so versatile. And because my hair is in a natural state, I feel like it is stronger as far as like dyeing goes. Like, if your hair is permed and then you dye on top of the perm, like, your hair is not as strong, right? Versus like, my hair is in locks, and at this point all the dyed hair has been cut off. So if I was to dye my hair, I wouldn't be dyeing on top of damaged hair already, right? I'd be dyeing on top of fresh, new, thick, healthy hair. So I am not the person to dye my hair or do super crazy styles all the time, but I could. And as you can see, a lot of different people with locks do a lot of different things. Like, I love seeing the guys where it's like shaved here and then it's like their hair is up. Like, there's just so many things that you could do. And I love how versatile it is. And I have seen over the years, like, more YouTube tutorials from women who have locked hair, doing braid style, still doing like weave install, still doing lace fronts with their locks. They just braid the locks down, or like have the locks braided into synthetic hair, sometimes human hair. And so I love that too, because it's like, don't let anything stop you. Like, if you want a look, go for it. So I'm trying to like convince my mom to get sister locks, and she's like, no, I like my hair versatile. And I'm just like, locks are versatile. Like, in my mind, I'm like, locks are versatile. Like, and so I just love it so much. I just love my natural hair. You can pay me to perm it, to go back to being straight. I just don't even feel like straight hair fits who I am. I just like, it's locks or nothing. Like, that's how I feel. It's like locks is nothing. So, like I said, I cut my hair myself last time. I'm pretty sure it's uneven. So I'm thinking about January, February, like what kind of styles I want. Like, I think I'm gonna grow it out a little bit and then cut it, make it like a lob, maybe long in the front, short in the back. But I have so many styles, like, I could do anything. I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Anyways, that is my natural hair journey. I was okay if this video was long, but I also didn't want it to be too long. And it was just nice to walk down memory lane and show all the different versions of my hair and how cool it is. And just like, I am a proponent of getting locks, like especially if you want things that are low maintenance, and especially if you know you value low maintenance over styling. Some girls are like, I want to look a certain way when I want to look, and if I have to do 10 hours of work every week to do it, I'm gonna get there. That's not me. You know, so part of it is like you have to know who you are. Like, that's not me. I don't want to spend 10, 20 hours doing anything every week. And that, in addition to like the hairstylist situation fumbling, that was a big part of it. Was like every week I'm spending hours doing my hair and I just don't have the patience for it. So thanks for listening to this rambly crazy video. Shout out to all the videos and from back in the day of all my natural hair journeys. And if you see me, you'll probably see more on this channel about lock styling. Like after I go to the salon and come back, I might show you my what hairstyle I got. But as far as like videos and tutorials of me doing my own hair, I don't have it because I don't do my own hair. I don't do my own hair. I am one of those black women is like, if it's my last $85, my hairstylist is getting it. Like, I'm not doing my own hair. I just want it outsourced forever, as long as I can afford it. The only time I did my hair was during COVID. And it's like, I gotta wash it. And I gotta retwist it. I did an okay job, but I was like, and then my hair was long, so I was like, this is too much. It's too much. And that's because the hair salon was closed for like 7 months. And there was like, I didn't know it was gonna open. Like, I'm sending emails. It's just like, at this point, you're just gonna have to do it yourself, and you're just gonna have to like thug it out. But other than that, you don't look for me to do tutorials. I'll show you what hairstyle I got and how cute it is. And I'll show you some maybe Pinterest stuff, maybe on like YouTube Shorts. But I am not a I'm gonna do my own hair. I'm just not. So I think at this time in Europe, I was lucky enough, I was able to find a lady. Love her, she's great. I think she charges 85 euros for a wash and retwist. But then I'm getting styled. So let's just say after tip, I'm paying $100. And then I've been washing my hair myself. I show up to salon wet. And then also it goes faster. She don't have to wash my own hair. I was like, babe, I already washed it. Great, it's dripping wet. Let's just get to the style. Retwist it, style it, dry it, bam. I also like, I remember also when I had long hair or I had to get my hair dyed, I'm being there 3-4 hours doing the mixing and the potion. So I'm also like, I'm low maintenance, but at this point I'm like, can I be in and out the salon? Can I be in and out? And so washing my hair at home helps me to be in and out the salon faster. And it saves me a little money, but then I usually end up tipping and then I usually get a style. So I would say I get my hair done 4 to 5 times every year. And then for me, usually, unless I go to the pool or something, my washes do coincide with retwists. And so I'm only washing my hair 4 or 5 times a year. Yes, that's what that means. And then I'm only getting twisted 4 or 5 times a year. So this year, I do want to wash my hair more often, but I don't like if it's not retwisted. So that's also something I have to work on. Because if I want to wash it more, if I want to wash my hair more, that means I'm going to spend more money and time at the salon. And I don't really know how I feel about that. But I think it's something I want to do, especially during the summertime. So I want to move from maybe like 5 times a year to 6 or 7. And then also, I think it gives me a chance to try different styles because I'm getting it done more frequently. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. And then also, my lady be booked up 2-3 months in advance. So I'll also be like, I can get in when I get in. But anyways, that's me rambling about my hair journey. I hope you enjoyed the pictures. I'll see you guys in my next one. And let me know if you have any questions.